And welcome to this week's edition of Prep Rally Live.
On tape.
Brought to you by West Termite Pest and Lawn. So, Ricky.
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Yep.
Ricky, we are now into, we've got 7 weeks in the books.
Yep.
We're going into the final 3 weeks of the regular season, weeks 8, 9, and 10. We've seen some great games, but we got a lot more games
A lot
coming.
to be decided. That's
Yes.
what the stretch run, the nitty gritty, all the cliches you want to talk about.
The anchor
These
leg.
next 3, yeah, the anchor, which I wouldn't know anything about that. But the next 3 weeks are going to decide seedings, conference championships, who gets to stay, who gets to go. So I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Who we got?
All right, so we got some good games on tap this week, Ricky, but the big game in the state, I think in all the classifications in the state, is Greenwood at Benton. That is our West Termite game of the week, West Termite Pest and Lawn game of the week. This is going to be a road game for Greenwood, but you know what, Ricky? Greenwood ain't scared.
Ain't scared. You know what? We're supposed to be neutral, and most of the time we are, but we really are on this one because we love us some Greenwood.
Yes, sir.
And our Benton, Brad Harris,
Yes,
who used
sir.
to coach over here at Lincoln, one of our favorites.
Changed the whole culture at Lincoln.
Yeah. When they were losing. He
Yes.
come up there and they started winning. And he invented winter shorts. I
Yes,
know
he did.
you always love to
That's
talk
right.
about winter shorts. Brad Harris, you know what? He should market that right there.
He
You
should.
got your summer shorts and your winter shorts.
Rick, about 5 or 6 years ago, I went down to Malvern and covered Lincoln when he was the head football coach there, down in a playoff game at Malvern. It was 4 degrees that night. Or maybe it was a little warmer than that.
And he still had his winter
But it wasn't
shorts.
a lot. Yes, he had his winter
Yeah,
shorts on.
yeah.
He had his winter shorts on.
I'm the same way. I saw him at Greenland one time. I'm all sure that I'm going like this. And then there's Brad Harris over there in his winter shorts.
Drinking
had
a
hoodie
ice
on.
cold Coke.
Yep. So, man, we love, you know what? And these are 2 great teams. The 6A West, maybe.
Not only is Brad there, his son's also on the staff.
Oh, the one that played
Drew.
football.
That's
yeah,
right.
He was
Yeah.
a great player.
Yes, sir. So he's
Well,
also
how
on
did he
staff
get? Well,
there,
that's
so-
easy. Yeah. But these are 2 good teams.
Very
the
good
6A
teams.
West is
Yep.
absolutely loaded. Who you got? Lake Hamilton?
Well, and Rick, these may not even be the 2 best teams in the 6A
they
West.
may not.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about these next 3 weeks.
Yeah. 'Cause you
All
got
the
Parkview,
shuffling and everything.
you got Lake Hamilton, you got, this
Perfect, yes.
the 6A
Greenwood.
West ain't no joke, Rick. Ain't no joke.
Now, normally, when you think of Greenwood, is way over here by Oklahoma, by Fort Smith. Benton is way south of Little Rock, 30 miles south of Little Rock.
Yeah.
But, that's how that conference is.
It is, because you got Siloam Springs way over here on the Oklahoma, like Kansas, way over there. That is a border town. There's Siloam Springs, Arkansas, and West Siloam Springs, Oklahoma. So you're
point is
right,
that
the 6A
conference
West
is
is just
spread
everywhere.
out,
You're
spread out.
You're right.
But, okay, who got, let's see, Greenwood. I was talking to Coach Young. He was a little bit concerned about Russellville, but, man, they just splattered Russellville.
Well, you know what? Their defense played fantastic. It was 35-7 win for Greenwood. Sebastian Crum, Ricky, he's this tall. If we had him in the studio right now, you couldn't even see him in
He's a player, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be able to see him in the video. That's how small he would be. Well, apparently Russellville, they know how big he is. 21 tackles Friday night. 21.
In one game?
In one game.
21 tackles in one game.
They know all about Sebastian Crum
I played football for 18 years, from to high school to like Pee Wee. I never made 21 tackles the whole time. The whole time.
He's not lying
That's
about
talking
that,
about
folks.
little
That's no
6th
exaggeration.
grade. Yeah.
I went back, counted up the records. You had 16.
I'd take probably
In 14 years, 16
actually
tackles.
4 more than I think I actually had.
There you go.
But anyhow, and they got their quarterback. Greenwood got their
They did,
quarterback,
yeah.
but I
Hunter
think
Houston's
Glover,
back.
the running back, got injured now.
Well, they've had some injuries. There's no question about that. We talked to Leland Barkley about this on our podcast today. Greenwood is healthier. They're not healthy yet. So, how big of a factor will that be Friday night going down to Benton, Rick? Who you got in this game?
Well, you know what? That's a long trip down there, and Benton.
Hey, Greenwood's going to take a plane.
Greenwood's going to take a plane?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I guess that. But you know what? Greenwood's done this before.
They have.
You know what? I love me some Bulldogs. You know what? I'm going Greenwood.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Brad. They're coming for you. Them Bulldogs are coming for you.
So you're taking Greenwood over Benton in
Yes.
the game of the week, the West Termite Pest and Lawn game of the week.
Yep.
Now, we also got some other big games going on, Rick. We're going to start in the 7A, where Bentonville and Rogers have the oldest rivalry in Benton
County rivalry.
Now, I used the word rivalry very loosely here because it hadn't been much of a rivalry lately. Bentonville has dominated this game. I'm not calling it a rivalry, I'm just calling it a game.
Yeah.
Bentonville, Rick, is coming in off a loss. It hasn't happened very often in 7A West play, but Fayetteville laid it on them. There's no other way to describe what happened Friday night to Bentonville. They were dominated in the second half.
In the second half.
They were dominated.
And you know what? They had won, before that game, they had won 35 in a row.
Yep.
And now they're going to be tested. How are their kids going to
Exactly.
react?
They got punched in the mouth.
Getting beat like that.
Yeah. Not only they got the 1-2 punch is what they got. They got the okey doke.
Well, you know what? But they've been champions before.
They have.
If anybody can bounce back, it's Bentonville. Now, I covered the Rogers game. Man, they started off real fast against Springdale, scored on their first 2 possessions, and then it kind of settled in. Then they pulled away again. Now, Rogers previously, they got whacked by Fayetteville too.
They did. So that they had that one common opponent.
Yeah.
They did.
And then Rogers bounced back with a couple wins. So, man, Rogers really good team. They're going to be fighting for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th right in there. But, man, if I know Bentonville, and I do, been following them for a while now, they're going to bounce back. They're going to go up there to Rogers and win that game.
Now, something that was interesting in this game, Rick, Drew Wright, the quarterback at Bentonville, we know, he is Dan Wright's his day, Major League Baseball pitcher, played for the Hogs. We know he has a good arm. But there was something off with his throwing hand or something Friday night. I don't know what it was. But in the first half, he was really zipping passes in. He's hitting Cooper Smith. He's hitting Chas Nimrod, and Ficklin, whatever in the past game, and they're clicking. Either he got hit on the hand or maybe he got his hand caught between 2 helmets or something happened. But in the second half, when he would throw a pass, he would shake his hand, and his passes were not there. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, they brought in I think he might be a sophomore, younger guy, Nye, number 7. And
did okay job.
He was a little bit more of a runner, than he was a passer. So it'll be interesting to see how Drew Wright is this week. Is he fully healthy? And I asked Jody Grant, the Bentonville coach, after the game, what happened with Wright. He was kind of committal. And,
they're
not going to say. He just said, "Well, we know something was off, and we're going to find out this week what it is, and go from there." But what that did is that their timing, something happened with their passing game with him being injured, and Fayetteville loaded up the box, and they were able to stop Ficklin in the run game. And so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. But you're taking Bentonville in this one. You think they'll have a bounce back?
Yeah, I think although Rogers, man, they can score. Rogers got some height, man, and they got some
good skill position players.
Good skill position, yeah. They're
Noah Goodshield at quarterback and Josh Shepard at running back. I mean, they're really
so it won't
balanced.
be easy.
No.
And a lot of teams would go up there and lose to Rogers, but man, Bentonville's been a champion too long, and I think Bentonville goes in there and wins that game against the Mounties.
There you go. Now, going down to the 4A1, Rick, we got Shiloh Christian. Seems like they have a big game, in the conference every week.
This is a game I want to talk about.
Yeah, Shiloh Christian always has a bullseye on their back. They always do for various reasons, mainly because their press box has them listed as 8-time state champions. That's why you have a bullseye on the back.
Yeah, that's just kind of all you got to do is look at that.
Exactly. So, everybody wants to beat them, and that's what they expect, and they expect to get every team's best shot every game. Last week it was Gentry was undefeated, and Shiloh went over there.
Gentry hung with them for a while.
Gentry hung with them for a little while, but then Shiloh Christian pulled away, and won big.
Well, let me tell it. We know that the championship that Shiloh's won, this and that and that, that. Guess who's 7-0 and 4-0 in conference? I'll give you a hint right here. Let's see, how you doing?
Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle.
No.
Mad cow disease.
No, it's the Elkins Elks.
Oh, okay.
The Elkins Elks are 7-0.
I didn't know we were playing charades.
4-0. So the
Elkins 7-0.
Yeah, they're
4-0. New coach Zach Watson from where? Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Yep,
offense coordinator.
Yep.
Comes over there and said, well, a lot of times, he's got to get the player, he's got to get the system.
Don't have my players yet.
Don't have my players. You hear that on college.
Left hand lane hammer. Oh wait, that's another.
Hammer down, all that.
Yeah.
But no, Coach Watson goes in there, gets some 22 best players right there. He gets some little sophomore.
I don't know about 22, but I know number 2, Deshaun Chairs. Yes.
He's second or third in the state.
He's in the top 3
good little
for
running
sure.
back.
Yep.
Number 2.
Yep.
That's
how
one
it
of
goes.
the fastest guys on the field.
Yep.
And they're going in to shed the field of champions.
So you're taking Elkins in an upset.
No, man, don't do that to me. No. I'm kind of building because they hadn't been 7-0 in a while.
That's
but,
right. And what a great job Zach Watson has done there.
Now, you know what? And he's got some good assistants too. Drew Morgan.
Yeah, Drew Morgan, who just had his first baby.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's the first, but they just had a baby.
Oh,
yeah.
how did you know that? You go around the neighborhood and then talk and people.
Yeah.
And, man,
I
didn't
signed
know.
up for their registry and everything.
Congratulations. Yeah, well, you have to send stuff and
send it to me. I'll make sure they get it.
No, I'm not doing that. Okay, Drew Morgan, big game, but they're going to the Field of Champions. When it says Field of Champions, that means something. Even though we love the Elks, great start, but Shiloh win this game. Well, they turned away Gentry, and they're going to turn away Elkins, and probably who else they play.
Well, I don't, the coach at Sand Springs Page said this best after their game, and he said it, and I believe it. He said nobody's going to touch that team, talking about Shiloh Christian. And they were lucky.
He said that in August or September, too.
They were very lucky to have walked out of Shiloh Christian that night with the win, and they're a very, very good team in Oklahoma. Yeah. He said nobody else is going to touch this team, and he's right. Shiloh Christian, of course, our Henry Apple mentioned this a while ago, that Shiloh Christian's magic number was 1, and of course that equates to the competitive equity balance, whatever it is that they called it.
Which means they're moving up.
Which means they're moving up. So no matter what happens now the rest of the season for Shiloh Christian, this is their final season in 4A. In fact, on their Twitter account, their Shiloh Christian football Twitter account, they've been calling this the farewell tour to 4A, because they're going to the 5A West. Rick, you and I have talked about this, how much fun the 5A West is going to be when you get Prairie Grove and Shiloh in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those two, Harrison, Pea Ridge, and that kind of thing. And so,
hey, if it's farewell tour, how many teams are going? We hate to see Shiloh.
I don't think I've seen any yet.
You're not going to see that.
I've not seen
you're not going to see any tiers on their farewell tour.
I don't think they're lined up giving them rocking chairs and cowboy boots and all that, like like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got when he retired from the Lakers.
That's a pretty big rocking chair, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big rocking chair. Yeah, really big. My feet wouldn't even touch the floor in that thing.
Well, it barely touches on this one right here.
I've got it lowered as low as it'll go. So, Ricky, you got to recap.
Yes.
Greenwood taking and beating Bentonville on the road.
Yes.
You got Bentonville with a bounce back against Rogers, and you got Shiloh Christian at home
taking them Elks and
taking Bullwinkle and throwing him out the window.
Yep.
There you go. So that's what Ricky says, and of course, if you dispute this, use it as motivation.
Yeah, they've been using motivation a lot. I've missed a few, I guarantee you. But I ain't scared. I'll be back next week telling you what we think again.
That's right.
Might be right, might be wrong.
So this is Prep Rally Live on tape again. Our game of the week, always brought to you by West Termite Pest and Lawn. We appreciate them for their sponsorship of the game of the week. This week, it is Greenwood at Benton. Ricky's got Greenwood in this one. If you don't like it, use it as motivation. Thanks for watching.
Come at me.